Let's go on to our awards, Ron. And let's start with the first award, which is the NFL Comeback of the Year player. Who did you pick, Ron?
Yeah, I tried. I didn't want to go chalk with Patrick Mahomes this year. I wanted to be a little bit different with my pick. So there's some good candidates out there for comeback player. I went with Aaron Donald, and I know he hasn't signed yet, but for God's sakes, the guy has been like practicing and everything, right? Not with the team, but he's been in the building. I can't see him not signing a contract at some point. So if he does return, listen, I think with him and Myles Garrett on the other side, I think he's going to play well, and I think he'll have. I don't think he's going to lead the league in sacks or anything like that, but I think he's going to have a great year. And to be off 2 seasons and then to come back and have a good year, I'm going to give it to Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I went with the favorite, and that's Patrick Mahomes. I know we were talking about Rashid Rice. He came back, but I think that this should be Patrick Mahomes, where he makes a comeback. We'd say he still has it. Even though I don't think he even cracked my top 5 quarterbacks, but yeah, I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes. I think he's going to do it this year, even if the only receiver we know right now is Rashid Rice. The other offensive rookie of the year, who'd you go with?
Yeah, so last year it went to Tataroa McMillan. This year, again, I didn't want to go chalk. I think most people will probably pick Mendoza, quarterback for the Raiders. I'm going with Jeremiah Love, running back for the Cardinals. I think he looks fantastic. He looks the part. And, like I said, he's a top 3 running back in the NFL today. So I'm giving him the rookie of the year.
I went with Jadarian Price. I think that, number one, he was pretty good at Notre Dame. Number two, he has a damn good quarterback with the Seattle Seahawks. So I know that they got JSN there, but they have to pass it when he's not open. They have to pass it to this guy, and I think he has potential to be the offensive rookie of the year. What about the defensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, last year went to Carson Schwarzenegger. The Browns they've had tremendous drafts the last 3 years. And Schwarzenegger just, it was like icing on the cake last year. But I'm going with, for this year, Caleb Downs. I think he's going to have a huge impact for the Cowboys defense. I do think the Cowboys, when we get into our prediction, will have a really good season. So I'm giving it to Downs.
I'm going to go with David Bailey. The Jets drafted him. I think Aaron Glenn is going to put him to work right away. He's going to be, I think when he plays Miami, when he plays the other teams, I think he's going to stand out. So I'm going to go with David Bailey on this one. What about the offensive player of the year?
I'm going with Jahmyr Gibbs. I think this is going to be a Detroit team that rebounds off of what happened last year. And, I'm going to give it to Gibbs. I believe he led the league last year in rushing yards, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he'll have an outstanding year this year. I'll give him the Player of the Year award.
For the offensive player of the year, I went with Bijan Robinson. They have no good quarterback, so he's the only good player
right
Atlanta has. Plus, when we did the over and unders, their strength of schedule is 28th. So I'm like, this guy doesn't go off on this easy schedule with no quarterbacks. I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. What do you have for defensive player of the year?
Yeah, it was hard not to choose Garrett again after last year with 23 sacks or whatever it was. But I'm going with Will Anderson Jr. For Houston. I think he is an outstanding pass rusher. I think he may not be the sack leader this year, but I think just his contributions on defense and just how good I think Houston can be after a 14-win season last year. I'm giving it to Will Anderson.
I'm going to give it to the reigning champion, Myles Garrett. I think that going to LA, they're going to know how to use him. Even though you don't really teach him, you just say, go after the quarterback, and he does it. If, in fact, Aaron Donald comes back, the offense is going to have to like figure out who they're going to double team. Do we double team Donald? Do we double team Garrett? So I think that he's going to have a lot more tackles, a lot more sacks. So give me Myles Garrett. Who is your coach of the year, Ron?
Yeah, last year, Vrabel won that. I'm giving that award to John Harbaugh. I think he's going to turn the Jets around. I think he already started to do that in terms of like the culture and, Well,
he just lost a good receiver.
Calvin, yeah, I get it. And Jackson Dart, there's questions about him, but listen, they went and picked up Najee Harris. Apparently today they announced that, or it was reported that he was getting first team reps. So I think he knows what he wants. He wants like a tough, hard-nosed team, which is perfect for New York. It's, and maybe they don't make the playoffs this year, but I think you'll see a huge improvement from last year.
I'm going to go with Jesse Minster. I think, number one, the Ravens are favored to win that division. And he has basically an MVP candidate for his quarterback. So all he has to do is drive the bus and not go off rails, right? I know the defense was terrible, but he should make it a lot better than it when Jordan Harbaugh was there. So I went with Jesse Minster. Ron, who is your NFL MVP?
Yeah, I can easily see Stafford winning again. But again, I talked about Cowboys and how great of a season I think they're going to have. I think Dak Prescott was second in passing yards last year, second or third. I am going with Dak Prescott to win the MVP. That tells you how confident I feel about the Cowboys and their record this year, especially with all the additions that they've made on defense.
I'm going to go with the runner-up last year, Drake May, because he has weapons galore this year, which he didn't have. He should have a slightly better offensive line with the two signings that they got for last year. And supposedly Will Campbell is improved. I don't know how much, but I'm going to go with Drake May. I think that because the division is weak other than Buffalo, I think he should put up some numbers. So let's move on to